We're standing here with Billy Burke, who plays the character of Charlie Swan in the incredibly popular Twilight New Moon movie series. How did things change from that first movie when it was all brand new to everybody to the second one for you?
Well, going in, everybody had an idea that the books had a pretty strong following. I don't think anybody had an idea how the following would flourish after the movie was made. It's a bit of pandemonium now. What
sort of role do you think the movies have played in sort of driving more kids to reading?
I know personally some people who hadn't heard of the books until the movie came out and got the movie on DVD, got the first book, went crazy, haven't stopped reading it. I mean, I get people coming up to me all the time saying that they sort of did the reverse. They hadn't heard of the books and then saw the movies and made them start reading the book.
Does it ever get tiring everywhere you go now for this movie? That's the kind of scream that accompanies you everywhere you go. Is it hard to deal with? Do you love it? Do you get tired of it?
No, it's great. I mean, like I said, I mean, you get into this business and, you know, you do a lot of work. Some of that work goes places, and some of that work doesn't go. And it's just nice to be a part of something that is so well loved, you know?
We're here with Jamie Campbell-Bower, who plays Caius in the New Moon franchise. You're new to the movie. How does it feel to join this group of people that have been together for a while?
It's good. It's like stepping in on someone else's relationship. The thing with Caius is he has, with the entire Volturians, they have this amazing background, which is, it's there in the books, and it's, you know, and you just all you have to do is read the books, and it's there, and your research is done. You know, you don't have to really think about your back character so much because it's not. You don't have to make it up.
So, what sort of pressure do you feel to represent those books in a certain way, or do you like to bring it into a new place that bring your own sort of spin on it?
Well, it's scary trying to recreate something that so many people have such a high opinion of and have sort of an idea of what the character should be before they've seen it in a film. What I did is I actually went onto the internet and went on all the blogs and stuff and sort of found out what people thought about Caius and what people wanted him to be like. And I tried to stay really true to what a lot of people said they wanted him to be like, and I hope I've done it all right. I hope. I've got my fingers crossed.
We're standing with Elizabeth Reaser, who is the character of Esme Cullen. Thanks so much for joining Boris today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So with the second movie, where you already knew everyone, there's some new people, but you were coming back and rejoining a cast that you got to know the first time around. How was that so different?
It was really fun. I mean, we have a great time together, but it was really different. The first time around, we were just making this little movie in Portland, and we didn't know if anyone was ever going to go see it, and we didn't know if it was going to be any good. And now, you know, when we shot the second one, it was crazy, and everywhere we went, there were fans, and there were paparazzi, and security, and it was just a very heightened experience. But beyond that, it was the exact same group of people, the exact same chemistry between all the actors, and there's just a lot of love. We really are a little bit of a family. So,
as a movie that is now creating an even larger legion of readers, do you ever feel a responsibility to the people who've read that book and who know it so well, read it 15, 20 times?
Oh yeah, I think we all do. I mean, it's intimidating because the books are so loved, and the fans they've read them over and over and over again, and they're smart and they love the characters, and they know them better than we do. So it's a huge responsibility. Is
this something that you knew you were getting into? I mean, when did it dawn on you that this was going to change your life in a pretty significant way?
Well, I think, you know, after I was cast, immediately there was all this stuff on the internet, and but when it really dawned on me was before the first movie came out. I was here in San Diego, where we are right now, and I was having dinner at a restaurant, and there were these girls from Mexico, and this is before the movie came out, and they were like, "You're Esme, you're Edward's mother," and yeah, I guess so. I mean, it was amazing, just internationally before the movie even came out, to be known as this character. I kind of got a feeling that it might be bigger than I had imagined.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Really wonderful meeting you. Good luck. Good luck with everything. We're here with Melissa Rosenberg, who's the screenwriter for Twilight and New Moon.
And Eclipse.
And Eclipse. That's a very tough task. I know there's a lot of pressure when you come into a franchise that's so well known and the writer is so well known. How did you start to tackle that? Where did you start?
My objective was to stay as true to the book as I possibly could. I mean, you know, my job was to adapt the book, and I know there's a lot of times where, you know, a movie will adapt, will use a book as a launching place, you know, for a whole different story, and that wasn't our objective. We really wanted to do this book. So,
what was the most fun in adapting New Moon to the screen?
I loved writing for the Volturi. I love those actors who are playing the Volturi too. I think the audience is going to be thrilled by those guys. It's amazing. We saw a clip of the scene in Italy with Bella racing through the plaza to save Edward. Oh, it was interesting. I mean, as a writer, you imagine it in your head,
yeah.
And it's really hard to match up to what's in your head because there's no budget in your head, you know. I saw that scene, it surpassed anything I had imagined, and which is a really rare thing for a writer to say, I think.
You sound like you have a blast doing it.
I just feel so lucky. I mean, I feel so fortunate, and I do have a blast. I love writing for these characters.
We're sitting here right now with Michael Welch and Justin Chon. It's Eric Yorkie and Mike Newton, respectively.
Yes.
From the awesome Twilight New Moon saga. Thanks for joining Borders. So now you find yourselves with screaming kids and screaming adults and all sorts of just craziness around this franchise.
Just screaming people.
Yeah.
Your life's changed quite a bit. I mean, is it ever hard to think about the acting when you have that many people screaming?
No, because that's our job and that's what we're here for in the first place. It is the acting. So I think, you know, it's not hard at all. I think this is just kind of the byproduct, the secondary kind of thing that comes with the job. But the core of it is the acting. So.
Yeah, dude, that's actually really, it's so funny that you're one of the first people to actually ask about like the acting part of it. And it is, I mean, we are actors, man. I mean, that's what we do. And this and all this other stuff, you know, is something we've sort of had to learn and you know, and deal with and sort of figure out as we go along. But we are, at our core, you know, actors, and it's you do kind of have to try and keep that separate mentally.
Definitely.
So what was your favorite scene from the movie?
I'd say another one of our cafeteria scenes. Or we're hanging out talking about nothing. Yeah. How about you?
Well, for me, there's a cool scene in New Moon in the book that's sort of a three-way date between my character and then Jacob and Bella, and that originally was not going to be in the movie, and then last minute they decided to put it in. So for me, as much as I love, you know, doing all our cafeteria wackiness, that was a lot of fun because that was really something to do. I got to, you know, I'm not really giving anything away. I'm sure everyone's read the book, but just that scene was a lot of fun.